Welcome in here to another Amaya Pioneers live stream. The Pioneers, after winning back-to-back games on the road at Niagara and at Newark, have made the trip up here for the big game and the big matchup of the weekend, and I should say big games of the weekend, as tonight the Amaya Pioneers will be playing a doubleheader against the Batavia Muckdogs. Obviously, the Muckdogs, #1 in the West Division standings right now. Elmira sitting at third after picking up a win last night at Niagara 5-4. The final was of that one. It was a very close, intense matchup. I'll give you a quick recap real quick of that one. Devin Murray got the start last night, one of the All-Stars who got the nod. However, he struggled early on. After 3 innings, he was relieved by Christian Zealy, #16, who was fantastic last night. He threw for 5 innings, only gave up 1 earned run at the end, kept it a 5-4 game going into the 9th inning. Pioneers were unable to score anything to give Ferrari, who was ended up closing the game, any more of an insurance run in the top of the ninth, so it goes to the bottom of the ninth. Ferrari is then able to close it out. He had 2 strikeouts last night. He was phenomenal, as he always is. And so now, riding a 2-game win streak, Pioneers looking to come in here to Batavia and reverse the curse. Right now, the season series against Batavia, it's 2-3 overall on the season series. Batavia has the lead. And so, obviously, Pioneers not only looking to get 2 wins tonight, but also, as we take a look at the standings real quick, if Elmira does pick up 2 wins, they could move into first place over Batavia. I don't know. It's going to be close. However, if they do sweep Batavia, not only would that be great, it would be a 4-game win streak for the Pioneers, but also that put them razor-thin margins up there with Batavia for the #1 spot in the West Division standings. And obviously, that's where the Pioneers want to be at the end of the year no matter what. And currently looking at the standings, Batavia's up there at 1, Jamestown at 2, and then Elmira right behind at 3. Niagara knocked way down there at 4 after last night's loss. Auburn, Newark, and then Geneva rounding out the bottom. So a huge stretch here for the Pioneers. This is the matchup that I think the Pioneers have been both excited for and dreading a little bit, as yes, it's Batavia, their hated rivals. They would love to come up here and beat the Muckdogs. I know that these guys are itching to do that. However, it has not happened so far. So far, the Pioneers are 0-3 here in Batavia, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And of course, the last time the Pioneers were here at Batavia was just a little while ago. They lost 4-2 in that one. That was the 8 1/3 inning no-hitter thrown by Ryan Kinney, who was the starter for Batavia that game. And then in the bottom of the 9th inning, they were 1 swing away from tying that ball game with the bases loaded. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the Pioneers fare against the Muckdogs tonight, but definitely Pioneers looking to at least split. That's the goal. And so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, this game is supposed to start at about 5 o'clock here, and the Pioneers, they actually just got here about 15 minutes ago. I immediately came up to the broadcast booth and rushed to get my stream set up because I knew that this game was going to be starting awfully quick. And so it was really interesting. A lot of the guys just got changed into their uniforms on the bus. I mean, it's the latest the Pioneers have ever showed up for a game this season. It was a super tight margin. However, the Pioneers are here. They're ready to go and ready to play. And so they're definitely looking forward to it. And of course, the Pioneers sitting at 17-10, and they're looking good. I mean, if you look at last year's record overall, they were 24-21. They're at 17-10 now, so they're looking good to do better than what they were last year. And right now, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Of course, pitching has been a little shaky the past couple days. The starters especially have had some interesting starts. Yastrzemski was okay against Newark. He wasn't great. Devin Murray, as I just mentioned, had a little bit of trouble in the 3rd inning, but was clean through 2 last night at Niagara. So the starters, it's not been a good trend for them recently, where they've been having to be pulled early in games. And that's not good for the Pioneers, as there are still so many more doubleheaders to go. And in this next couple stretch, as we will take a look at the upcoming schedule right now, this is the last game of the 3-game roadstead for the Pioneers. Starting tomorrow, they will be home for the next 4 days. Of course, only 2 of those games are actually going to count. However, 2 of them are exhibition games. Starting tomorrow, they will be home on the 14th of July versus that same power team that they just played last night. Then they will have 2 exhibition games on the 15th and 16th versus Buffalo and Syracuse, respectively. And then they'll be back home still on Monday versus Geneva for a doubleheader on the 17th. And like I said, that begins this tough stretch for the Pioneers, because They play a doubleheader on the 17th. They play a doubleheader on the 18th, and then they play a doubleheader on the 20th. That is 3 doubleheaders in 4 days, folks. And that is really taxing on a pitching staff that has a limited number of arms to go on. So really, Pioneers looking to get through, especially these 2 games today, with as few arms used as possible. And so we'll have to see what happens today. Obviously, Ferrari, one of the Pioneers' best arms, will not be up today. He will not be closing out any games. He has the next couple of days off as he closed out the last 2 games. Zealy will also be having off tonight. However, there is quite an extensive list that I was given on the lineup sheet for today's game. It consists of Nelson Vaccaro, Shane Rebane, who I actually should talk about a little bit. Shane Rebane, number 0, is making his return to the Pioneers roster today. He may throw today, he may not throw today. We'll have to wait and find out. But Rebane is back, and that is big. He's coming at the perfect time for the Pioneers. He couldn't have come back at a better time because right now the Pioneers need more arms, and Rebane is here to provide. And so Urbane was injured at the start of the season. He walked the parades. He was there at the very, very beginning of the year for the Pioneers. He walked some of the parades. He did some of the PR events. However, after that, he left to go rehab and get himself back healthy. But now he is back healthy, ready to throw. And so we'll have to see whether he gets used tonight or not. It's undecided. I spoke to him a little bit earlier, and he said he doesn't know whether he's going to throw or not. I'm very excited to see Urbane throw again, and it's the perfect time. And so moving on, and Nelson Vaccaro, Rebane, Meeks, McGovern, Burkan, and Serrano are the guys who are going to be the relievers that are going to be coming in these couple of games. Obviously, the Pioneers looking to avoid having to use all of those guys. I would like for the Pioneers to only have to use 1 or 2 in each game in order to get through them. But we'll have to find out and wait and see what happens with these games. Obviously, the bats have been very, very hot lately. Obviously, an 11-run game against Newark 2 nights ago, and then a 5-run win last night. So, I mean, if the bats can keep going what they're doing right now, they're going to be in good shape tonight. And, of course, I wouldn't be surprised, depending on what happens in Game 1, as it'll be Connor Lutz on the mound getting the start tonight for the Pioneers in Game 1 at least. I'll talk about Game 2 once we get to Game 2. And then, by the way, just to let everybody know, I will be doing 2 separate live streams as there's going to be about a 40-minute break in between the games, 40 to 50-minute break, as there's going to be a mid-game show, a pre-game show before Game 2. So I'm going to take a break and stop my stream after Game 1. I will restart it up again, have a brand new live stream for Game 2. So just to let everybody know, that's what my plan is for today. But for Game 1, if the Pioneers are winning, I would expect to see Nelson or Meeks out there. I think that's the plan for Coach Drum, is that he's going to have his starters, which will be Lutz for Game 1, and then probably either throw Nelson or Meeks out there in relief and try and maybe have them go all the way, maybe not, and then maybe bring in Vaccaro or possibly even Rebane in there to potentially close out either of the 2 games. We'll have to see how it goes. Once again, it very much is dependent on the situation the Pioneers are in. Pioneers are in their red uniforms today, so a little bit of a change. They are going to be the home team to start this Game 1, actually. So if the streak is right, the Pioneers will split by winning Game 1 here today. However, of course, the Pioneers, and that's something that I talked about with Coach Drum today during the Coach's Corner, is that obviously he wants the streak to be broken. He just wants Pioneers to win it all the way. But that's very ambitious. Batavia is the #1 team for a reason. It's going to be tough. However, I think the Pioneers can get it done. Obviously, it would be massive if the Pioneers can get both games, but it's a never easy coming here to Batavia. And so we'll have to wait and see. And so it's 5 o'clock now, and it doesn't look like either of the 2 teams are ready to go yet. Maybe Batavia is, but it doesn't look like the Pioneers are. Nobody's coming towards the dugout. Umpires are out there, so I'm going to wait and see before I announce my lineups. Or actually, you know what? Let's just do the lineups. Let's just do both lineups before the National Anthem, as it'll just be the National Anthem before Game 1, I was told. So I'm going to start off with the Batavia Muckdogs lineup. Leading off, it'll be number 16, Josh Ledham, the right fielder tonight. Batting second, it'll be number 36, Lucas Lopez, the shortstop. Batting third, it'll be number 23, Adam Agresti, the catcher. Batting fourth, it'll be number 88, Giuseppe Arcuri, the second baseman. Batting fifth, it'll be number 4, Trey Bacon, the first baseman tonight. Batting sixth, it'll be number 2, Christian Bernardini, the left fielder. Batting seventh, number 45, Matt DeStefano. Batting eighth, it'll be number 24, Victor Olongi, the third baseman. And batting ninth, it'll be number 7, Caleb Rodriguez, the extra hitter tonight. And batting 10th, finally, it'll be number 32, Rashad Robinson, the center fielder tonight. And then on the mound for the Muckdogs tonight, it'll be number 14, Jake Keeler. Keeler getting the start tonight for the Muckdogs in Game 1. So far, and I do have his stats pulled up, he has a 2.39 ERA in 5 starts. He has a 2-1 record. He's thrown 26 innings. He has 21 strikeouts, 7 walks, and only given up 26 hits, not to mention 10 runs, and only 7 of those earned. So quite a good pitcher. I was honestly expecting to see Pichardo out there. Pichardo, obviously one of the All-Stars for the Muckdogs, one of their aces. I was honestly expecting to see him to start Game 1, but that is not going to be the case. He will not be starting. It'll be Keeler instead. I don't think the Pioneers, maybe the Pioneers have faced Keeler before. Last time up here, they faced Kinney, and he threw almost an entire no-hitter. But it'll be Keeler tonight for Game 1, getting the start for the Muckdogs, so I'll have to see how that works out. And then now I'm going to run through the Elmira Pioneers lineup as the coaches meeting is happening down there at home plate. You can see that. Leading off for the Pioneers tonight in Game 1, it'll be number 1, Matt Granado, the left fielder tonight. Batting second, it'll be number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman. Batting third, it'll be number 10, John Schroeder, the designated hitter. Batting fourth, it will be number 9, Aiden Blake, the extra hitter. Batting fifth, it'll be number 47, Ray Hernandez, the third baseman. Batting sixth, it'll be number 8, Cooper Smith, officially making his first start back in the lineup. He did appear in last night's Niagara game where he had 1 at-bat in a triple. At that, he came back with a bang last night, but now he'll be making his first start back after battling some illness. Batting 7th, it'll be number 14, Jake Keller, the catcher. Batting 8th, it'll be number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder. Batting 9th, it'll be number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop. And batting 10th, it'll be number 22, Nick Bisaccia, the second baseman. And also, I do want to mention that Matt Granado is making his lineup return as well after having a couple days off. He was also battling a cold, I was told. I talked to him yesterday. He said that he was feeling all right. I talked to him today. He said he was feeling good enough to play, and obviously he is the leadoff man tonight for the Pioneers. Still has one of the highest batting average on the Pioneers roster, so it's good to see him back for the Pioneers. And if he can combine, and him and Cooper Smith can get it going with the rest of the lineup that's already been hot as it is, the Pioneers will be scoring a lot of runs tonight, and that will be very good for them. And then, of course, as I already mentioned on the mound tonight, starting for the Pioneers in Game 1, it will be number 27, Connor Lutz, who will be getting the start tonight. So Lutz will be getting the start. Lutz he has 2 appearances, making his 6th start tonight. He has a 4.43 ERA and 24.1 innings pitched. He's only given up 23 hits, 16 runs, 12 of those earned, 23 walks, and 26 strikeouts. He has a 1-2 record. Lutz has had some tough outings the last couple times. He has not necessarily been able to throw strikes consistently in his last couple outings, and he has come out of the bullpen his last couple outings. And of course, last time out he was on the 11th at Newark. He threw 1 inning, gave up 3 earned runs, had given 2 hits, gave up 2 walks as well, and only had 1 strikeout. That's what I mentioned when I said that he was having a little bit of a rough time his last couple outings. So we'll have to see if Lutz can get it done tonight. He said he was feeling good today when I talked to him, so I'm really hoping he can dial it in here and throw some strikes, get some strikeouts here in this Game 1. And that's what it's really going to come down to, because I believe that the bats for the Pioneers, considering how hot they've been and how they've been able to consistently in the past couple of games get some runs off some pretty good opponents even, I truly believe that if Lutz can do well tonight and go through 4 or 5 innings pretty clean, maybe only giving up 1 or 2 runs, the Pioneers can get a win in this Game 1. And that would be big, because if the Pioneers can take Game 1, already have 1 win, then that'd be big, considering then they can go for the sweep in Game 2, and no matter what, even if they lose Game 2, then they would already have a win on the day, and then it'd just be a split overall. So that'd be very good. But obviously, there's a lot dependent on that, and even if Lutz is great, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Pioneers are still going to win the ball game. So we'll have to see a lot of things up in the air. Pioneers are definitely riding high, though, on this 2-game win streak. It's been tough the past couple nights. It's been very tiring. I know a lot of the guys are tired this morning. It was a very long road trip back from Niagara last night. The Pioneers got back at about 12:30 last night. So it was very, very late night for them. And now they got to come up, wake up again this morning, and come on another long road trip up here to Batavia. And so It's been a couple rough days for the Pioneers, but if they can get 2 wins tonight, it'll all be worth it. And that's what the Pioneers are going for. And then obviously they'll be home for quite a long while starting tomorrow. So it'll be really, really good if the Pioneers can get a couple wins tonight. Now it looks like things are about to get going here. I do have a coach's corner to show you all into air, but I will be saving that for a little later on. So it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a pregame show here in terms of a dance crew for Batavia. I'm going to take a step away as the pregame show happens. Don't worry, everyone. Sorry I had to bring you all away there from the show. I have to preserve my camera battery as much as possible, so I'm just going to leave you all on this screen for a little while, and then once they're about ready to go to the national anthem, I will send us to the 22nd Coaches Corner of the season. But until then, I'm just going to be away for a little while. All right, well, it is about time for the national anthem here, so now I'm going to send us to the 22nd Coaches Corner of the season. And I got this one with head coach Andrew Drum. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Tribute. I'm back here with the 22nd day of the Coaches Corner. Once again, here joined by the head coach of the Elmira Pioneers, Andrew Drum. How are you doing today, Coach Drum?
I'm doing just fine. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. And my first question for you, Coach Drum, a big win last night at Niagara, 5-4, very close. What were your takeaways from the game?
Oh, it was a fantastic win. You know, it was a hard-fought victory. Our boys showed up to play. Blaze Fadio made a bunch of great plays on defense. We just fought really hard the whole game. You know, Devin struggled a little bit early, couldn't find the strike zone in the third inning, put some runners on. They scored a couple runs on us, but we kept battling back and forth, and we showed that we're willing to fight throughout every inning to win a game.
And now looking ahead to tonight's game, Coach, you guys are now on a 2-game winning streak. How much confidence does that give you going into tonight's matchup against the number 1 team in the West Division standings in Batavia?
Well, first off, we don't care that Batavia is in first place. We're going to catch them regardless. We're going to show up. We're going to fight hard. We're going to try and take both these games today. You know, obviously we want to come out with at least a split and stay where we are. But we'd love to pick up these 2 games against Batavia and start fighting back towards first place in the division.
And talking about trying to get that sweep today, Coach, so far in this season series against Batavia, every single team that has been home has won the game. What needs to happen tonight in order to change that streak?
Well, first off, we just need to show up and put up more runs on the other team. And I don't think that the home field advantage really matters too much. It's just kind of how things have played out for us. We're just ready to go in and win. You know, our boys are focused and ready to get 2 wins today. I think we have 2 really good lineups, and we're gonna play really tough today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today, Coach, and good luck tonight. Well, welcome back here now, and so national anthem over, and you heard Coach Drum talking to me on the Coach's Corner about how big it would be for the Pioneers to finally break the home streak that has been happening with this season series with Batavia. And that is the goal tonight for the Pioneers. And you are currently watching number 27, Connor Lutz, warm up. He will be the starter for the Pioneers. I'll go through his stats again. I already mentioned it earlier. He already has 2 appearances, making his 6th start for the Pioneers this season. He has a 4.43 ERA and 24.1 innings pitched. He has given up 23 hits, 16 runs, 12 of those earned, 23 walks, and has 26 strikeouts so far this season, and a 1-2 record. He's a 6'4", 215-pound sophomore pitcher from Northern Illinois University in his hometown of Libertyville, Illinois. Last time we saw Lutz out was on the 11th of July at Newark, so just 2 days ago, where he threw for 1 inning, gave up 3 earned runs and 2 hits to go with 2 walks, and only had 1 strikeout. So certainly that was a bit of a rough outing for Lutz. If Lutz can just dial it in, throw strikes, and get some strikeouts today, though, he should be all right. But leading off this inning for the Muckdogs as this game is about to get underway, it'll be number 16, Josh Ledham, the right fielder tonight, who will now be stepping on in to face Lutz here. And Muckdogs in their home black and reds, Pioneers in their home reds and with the gray pants. So it's technically home on home, red and black on red today for these two teams. Pioneers need this win. They need 2 wins really, but that might be a little ambitious. We will have to wait and see. However, game 1 is about to be underway as Ledham will step into the box to face Lutz. Lutz now will set, deliver. That one is going to be in there. Called strike 1, and this game is officially underway. 0-1 the count to let him know outs here in the top of the first. Lutz will set, fire, swung on it, popped up into shallow right. Basaccia will come under to make the play. And so that will be 2 pitches and 1 out for Lutz here in the top of the first. A very good start for him. And so with 1 away here in the top of the first, that'll bring up number 36, Lucas Lopez, the shortstop tonight. And also, I forgot to mention one thing that I completely forgot to mention. These games are also both only 7 innings. So these are only 7-inning games, so it's not nearly as long. Lutz will set, fired, swing and a miss there by Lopez. And so the count will go 0-1. Lucas Lopez, number 36, the shortstop at the plate. 0-1 the count to him, 1 out here in the top of the first. Lutz sets, fires. That one is outside, down low for ball 1. So count will go aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Lopez. Lutz now will set, fire, swung on it, driven into right. Smith will come under to make the play, and that'll be a line out for Lopez to put 2 outs here on the board in the top of the first inning. A very good start for Lutz. 2 up, 2 down quickly. And so now that'll bring up number 23, Adam Agresti, the catcher tonight. Agresti at the plate. Agresti, one of the better players for the Muckdogs. We've seen him quite often against the Pioneers so far this season. 2 outs here in the top of the first as he'll step in. Lutz now will set, fire. That one is down low and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Agresti. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Lutz looking for 1 more to end the top of the first inning. 1-0. Lutz sets, fire, swing and a miss there by Agresti, and the count will go 1-1. Count evens up at 1-1. Still 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Lutz 1-1 sets, delivers. That one is down low for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Agresti. Agresti didn't go on that dropping breaking ball there from Lutz. So 2-1 the count as Agresti takes the lead. Still 2 outs here on the top of the first. Lutz will set, fire, swing, and is chopped back foul by Agresti. And so the count will even up at deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Lutz looking for his first strikeout of the night here and to end the top of the first inning. Agresti will now step back in, 2-2. Lutz looking for his first K, will set, fire, swung on a chop back foul right field side, and that one will go out of play. So the count will stay at 2-2 to Agresti here. Still 2 outs in the top of the first. Lutz 2-2 will now set, fire. That one is upstairs and inside for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Agresti. This is a big pitch coming up here for Lutz, trying to avoid giving up a walk here. 3-2. Lutz now sets, delivers. That one is inside, and that's going to be called ball 4. So that'll be a walk for Adam Agresti here with 2 outs to put a runner on first for the Muckdogs here with 2 outs on the board in the top of the first. Lutz still only needs 1 out here. As now that'll bring up number 88, Giuseppe Arcuri, the second baseman, a very familiar face for the Pioneers in the Muckdogs lineup. Arcuri has been in every game that the Muckdogs have played against the Pioneers so far this season. This is the 6th game, by the way, as that one is in there, called strike 1. 0-1 the count to Arcuri. 2 outs here in the top of the first. It is still Agresti over there at first. Lutz now 0-1 will set, deliver. That is going to be inside for ball 1. Agresti had to lean out of the way of that one, so the count will even up. 1-1 here to Arcuri. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Agresti still over there at first. Lutz sets, deals, swung on it, popped up right field side. That is going to be out of play. And so the count will go 1-2. 1-2 the count to Arcuri here. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Lute still looking for his first strikeout. If he picks it up here against our Curry, that would end the top of the first inning. Lute's now 1-2. We'll set, fire. That one is in there. Called strike 3. He struck him out. It was a late call by the umpire, but it is a strikeout for Lutz, and that will end the top of the first inning. No runs for the Muckdogs in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first right after this. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the first inning here and still a 0-0 ball game in game one of this doubleheader between the Pioneers and the Muckdogs. It's Jake Keeler on the mound, or excuse me, Jack Keeler on the mound for the Batavia Muckdogs, number 14. You can see him out there warming up. And leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it will be number 1, Matt Granado, left fielder tonight, making his return to the lineup after battling some illness. It's been a recurring theme. A couple of players have been affected by some illness this season. A couple of them are returning for the first time tonight, including Granado. And Granado, one of the 6 All-Stars on this Pioneers roster, so it's big to have him back. And now he'll be leading off, making his 24th start, which is tied for first now. Or no, it's not actually. It's second on the team. He has a .312 batting average, 18 runs, 24 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 10 RBIs, 15 walks, only 8 strikeouts, and he has 10 stolen bases so far this season. Last time we saw him play was actually here at Batavia on the 8th of July, where he had 1 hit and 1 RBI in that game. So now he'll step in to face Keeler here. Pioneers looking to break the deadlock early in this one. Keeler will set, deal. That is going to be in there. Cold strike 1. 0-1 the count to Granado. No outs here in the bottom of the first. And I just did get it confirmed. These are only 7-inning ball games, so it's going to go by quick. 1-1 now. Keeler will set, deliver. That one is going to be outside. Cold strike 2. 0-2 the count to Granado. Granado taking 2 strikes here. Needs to either swing or take a ball. Keeler now 0-2. Will set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Granado. Good take there. Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. Keeler now resets on the mound. 1-2 the count. Will now set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Granado. He goes down swinging on the first at bat by Keeler. He gets a strikeout. And so that's not a great start. However, now with 1 out, that'll bring him number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. Muzio making his 15th start. He has the highest batting average all on the Pioneers roster at .348. 6 runs, 16 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 8 RBIs, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, and 10 stolen bases so far this season. Muzio, last time we saw him out was last night. As that one is going to be popped up over to shortstop. Shortstop will throw to first in time. They're just going to get him by half a step. It was Lopez who threw to Bacon at first, and Muzio is out. So that's 2 quick outs there. I didn't even get to finish reading his stats, and he was already out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Now that'll bring up number 10, John Schroeder, that isn't a hitter tonight. Schroeder, making his 25th start, leads the team in that category as a .316 batting average, 14 runs, 24 hits, 5 doubles, 5 triples, 11 RBIs, 17 walks, 19 strikeouts, and 7 stolen bases. Keeler now will set deal. That one is going to be inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Schroeder. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Keeler now 1-0. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be in there. Called strike 1. Count now evens up to Schroeder 1-1. Keeler 1-1. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be outside and upstairs for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Schroeder as he takes the lead in the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Keeler 2-1. Will now set, deliver. That is going to be inside, almost hit Schroeder. And so the count will go 3-1 here to Schroeder. Keeler in danger of giving up a walk. A walk would not be bad for the Pioneers. They have, especially in recent games, been pretty good at scoring runs with two outs on the board. That is going to be in there. Called strike 2, however. So the count will now go 3-2. A full count here to Schroeder. 2 outs on the board in the bottom of the first. Keeler 3-2. Big pitch coming up. Will now set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Schroeder. He goes down swinging. And 1-2-3 for Jack Keeler here. And that will end the bottom of the first inning. We go to the top of the second and still a 0-0 ball game. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the second inning here. Connor Lute still on the mound to start the top of the second inning. And now leading off for the Batavia Muckdogs this inning, it'll be number 4, Trey Bacon, the first baseman tonight. Bacon now will step in to face Lutz here. Lutz now will set, deliver. That one's going to be in there just down low and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Bacon here. No outs in the top of the second. Lutz now will set, fire. That one is going to be down low and outside for ball 2. Same pitch twice in a row. Didn't get the swing or the call. And Bacon showed bunt on both of those 2 first pitches. That is going to be swung on and driven. Weak to Fadio at short. Fadio misses it. It's off of his glove. That is going to be an error. And so a reach by error from Bacon. Fadio was lights out last night in the game against Niagara, as he made 2 incredible plays at shortstop. He's back at shortstop tonight and immediately gives up an error here in the top of the second. So not a great start for the Pioneers. As now that'll bring on number 2, Christian Bernardini, the left fielder tonight. And it'll be Bacon over there at first. Lutz now will set, fire. That one is in there. Called strike 1. A very nice curveball there by Lutz. And the count will go 0-1. Lutz 0-1. Bacon still over there off of first. Will set, deliver. That is going to be a swing and a miss by Bernardini. And the count will quickly go 0-2. Lutz looking for his second strikeout here to put an out on the board here in the top of the second inning. Lutz now 0-2. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be down low and outside against by Keller. And now Keller loses it. Bacon's going to go all the way over there he's going to be called back to second. So it's just going to be an extra base for Bacon as that one went into the dugout. Keller completely lost it. And so the count will go 1-2. But now Bacon over there at second, and he definitely has speed. So a big strikeout opportunity for Lutz here, and he needs it to put it out on the board. Double play is pretty much unavailable now as Bacon's already over there at second. Lutz now 1-2. We'll look over to Bacon. And now we'll set. Fire. That one is going to be upstairs. Call ball 2. Just high in the zone. Count will even up at 2-2. That was another curveball there from Lutz. 2-2 the count to Bernardini. Lutz will look over to Bacon. And now we'll set. Fire. That one is going to be upstairs and outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count to Bernardini. A big pitch coming up here for Lutz. He needs to strike out badly not to give up his second walk of the ball game already. Lutz 3-2. Looks over to Bacon. And now we'll set. Deliver. Swung on it. Popped up right field side. That is going to be out of play. And so the count will stay at 3-2. Another big one coming up here for Lutz. Massive pitch here already early on in this ball game. No outs on the board, which is the main thing that makes it so important that Lutz gets the strikeout here. 3-2 to Bernardini. Lutz looks over to Bacon. 3-2. Will now set. Fire. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 4, so that is not good, as that will be Lutz's second walk of the game already and put a runner on first and second for the Muckdogs here with no outs on the board in the top of the second. And now that'll bring up number 45, Matt DeStefano, the designated hitter tonight. DeStefano, another familiar face for the Muckdogs in their lineup. He's faced the Pioneers a lot. And so now Lutz in some serious trouble here with runners on first and second and no outs here in the top of the second inning. Lutz looks over to Bacon. And now DeStefano shows bunt. That is going to be a bunt laid down. Muzio will field it, throw to first, and Bisaccia, so that'll be one. A ground out there by DeStefano. However, the runners do advance. DeStefano did his job as that does advance the runners. However, that will be one out. So now that'll bring up number 24, Victor Olongi, the third baseman tonight, with one out here in the top of the second. So Lutz still quite a lot of work to do to get out of this jam. Lutz now, he needs out. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be down low for ball 1, another curveball. 1-0 the count to Olongi. One out here in the top of the second. Lutz could really use a strikeout in this at-bat. Lutz 1-0 will set, deal. Swung on a driven third base side and missed by Hernandez. That'll score 1 run. That'll score 2 runs. As Bernardini will be waved home. And the Muckdogs off of an RBI double have a 2-0 lead here early. So Muckdogs already with a 2-0 lead in this one off of an RBI double from Victor Olongi. And already Lutz giving up 2 runs. And now that'll bring up number 7, Caleb Rodriguez, the extra hitter tonight. The runner on second and Victor Olongi. Still only one out here in the top of the second inning. Rodriguez, the extra hitter tonight. Lutz will set, fire. That one is down low, called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Rodriguez. One out here in the top of the second. And that is going to be a balk and advance Olongi over to third. And this situation has just turned ugly for the Pioneers. Is now another runner on third for the Muckdogs here. Still with only one out in the top of the second. So Lutz definitely needs a strikeout here. 0-1 the count. Lutz now will set, deal. That is going to be in there, called strike 2. 0-2 the count to Rodriguez. One out here in the top of the second. A massive pitch coming up here for Lutz. He needs a strikeout to put 2 outs on the board. Lutz will set, deal. That is going to be in there, called strike 3. He struck him out. That is the second strikeout for Lutz, and that will put 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And I know that I said that Elmira is the home team for this game. However, for scoreboard's sake, because I already put my scoreboard set up the way it is, Batavia is technically a away team, but they're still going to be as the home team shown on my scoreboard. But Batavia has the 2 runs right now. Lutz will set deal. That one will be in there. Cold strike one. A very nice curveball by Lutz to Rashad Robinson, number 32, the left fielder tonight. So 0-1 the count to him. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Lutz now will set deal. That one is going to be in there. Called. Wow, called ball 1. I thought that was going to be called strike 2 personally, but it will be ruled a ball. So 1-1 the count now to Robinson. Still Longy over there at third. Lutz will set deal. That is going to be a swing and a miss by Robinson. The count will quickly go 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Lutz now 1-2. Will set, deliver, swung on a driven. That'll be a base hit, and that'll score a run. And so all of a sudden, Batavia has a 3-0 lead here early in this one, as that'll be an RBI single by Rashad Robinson. An RBI single by Robinson will make it a 3-0 game for the Muckdogs. And now that'll bring us back to the top of the Muckdogs order. Number 16, Josh Ledham, the right fielder tonight, popped out in his first at-bat. Still 2 outs here in the top of the second. Lutz will set deal. That one is going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Ledham here. 2 outs still in the top of the second inning. It'll be Robinson over there at first. And Lutz is going to check over to Muzio, and Rashad Robinson over there at first. Robinson is safe at first. Lutz now 1-0 to Ledham. Will now set deal. That is going to be a ball, and the throw is not going to be in time, and so Robinson will be successfully stealing second, and the count will go 2-0 to Ledham. Lutz still needs an out here, as he's already given up 3 runs in this inning. And in danger of giving up some more if he doesn't get this out quickly, either from Ledham or from the next batter. Lutz looks over to Robinson, who's now in scoring position over at second, and he's going to steal third. Lutz sets steals. That is going to be called strike run, and Robinson is going to be safe at third. So 2-1 the count to Ledham here. 2 outs still in the top of the second, but another runner at third in Rashad Robinson for the Muckdogs. Lutz now 2-1 to Ledham will now set fire. That one is going to be down low and outside. 3-1. So 3-1 the count to Ledham. Lutz does not want to walk Ledham here, as that would put runners on the corners for the Muckdogs. Lutz now 3-1. Will now set deal. That one is going to be down there. Called strike 2. So 3-2 the count to Ledham. This is a massive pitch coming up here for Lutz. Lutz 3-2 will now set, deliver, swung on a driven weakly to Fadio at short. Fadio will field it, miss it, throw to first, not in time, and that'll be another run. And so the Muckdogs lead it 4-0 here after 4 runs given up by Connor Lutz here. And Fadio unable to field that cleanly and make the throw, so that will technically be a reach by error for Ledham. So 2 errors by the Pioneers results in 4 runs here in the top of the second for the Muckdogs, and this game is getting out of reach already for the Pioneers. Like I said, this is only a 7-inning ball game, so unless the Pioneers answer quickly, this one will be put out of reach. This is not the way the Pioneers wanted to be starting this game. It's still 2 outs here on the top of the second, and that one, and now Ledham's going to steal second, and no throw by Keller. 0-1 the count to Lopez, as that was called strike 1, but Ledham is over there at second. Muckdogs are just running freely. They're stealing all the bases that they want right now. 0-1 the count. 2 outs here still in the top of the second. Lutz will look over to Ledham. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is going to be in there. Called strike 2. So 0-2 the count here to Lopez. Lutz still looking for his 3rd strikeout here to finally get the Pioneers out of this top of the second inning. Lutz 0-2. Will now set, deal. That one is going to be down low and inside for ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Lopez. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Lutz now 1-2 set steals. That is going to be swung on and chopped. Foul. That is going to be an out, as the ground out there by Lopez. Actually, that's going to be a drop-through strikeout for Lutz. So that is his 3rd. That ends the top of the second inning, but 4 runs given up to the Muckdogs, and Pioneers Need an immediate answer in the bottom of the second. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the second inning here. Pioneers need to answer a 4-run top of the second inning, given up 4 runs given up by Lutz. And now the Pioneers bats need to come alive as they are down 4 runs early in this only 7-inning game 1 of this doubleheader. Jack Keeler still on the mound for the Muckdogs, and leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 9, Aiden Blake, one of the All-Stars for the Pioneers. Making his 24th start, he has a 267 batting average, 10 runs, 20 hits, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 14 RBIs, 7 walks, 26 strikeouts, and 6 stolen bases so far this season. Blake will now step in to face Keeler here. Keeler now will set, deliver. That one is going to be down low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Blake here. No outs in the bottom of the second inning. Muckdogs lead it 4-0. Keeler now will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Blake. That one was fouled back. So the count will even up at 1-1 still. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Pioneers still looking for an answer. 1-1 the count. Keeler now will set, deal. That is going to be called strike 2 on the outside of the plate. Blake does not like the call, but it stands. So 1-2 the count now to Blake. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Keeler went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Pioneers looking to change that. Keeler now will set, deal. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now to Blake as it evens up. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Keeler now sets, deals. That one is going to be outside for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Blake here. Big pitch coming up for Keeler. A leadoff walk would be good for the Pioneers. They need base runners. Keeler 3-2 will now set, deal. Swung on a chop right field side, but foul going towards the Pioneers clubhouse. And so the count will stay 3-2. 3-2 still the count to Blake as everyone will reset. Blake will step back into the batter's box here. 3-2 goes the count. Keeler now will set, deliver, swung on a driven right field side again. And that one will once again be out of play, foul right field side. So the count will stay 3-2. 3-2 still the count. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Pioneers need some hits or need some walks or just need base runners in general. Keeler 3-2 sets, deal, swung on a driven third base side. Third baseman will field it, throw to first and Bacon in time, and that will be a ground out by Blake. A long battle, but Keeler does get the victory. And so that will be 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. And now that'll bring up number 47, Ray Hernandez, the third baseman tonight. Hernandez making his 19th start as a 203 batting average, 7 runs, 13 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, 2 walks, 22 strikeouts, and 1 stolen base so far this season. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Keeler now sets, deals, swing and a miss there by Hernandez, and the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Hernandez, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Keeler now will set, deliver, check swing, back foul by Hernandez, and the count will go 0-2. 0-2 the count to Hernandez, 1 out here in the top of the second. Keeler now, 0-2, will set, deliver. That one is going to be just outside, called ball 1. I thought that was going to be called strike 3, to be perfectly honest. So 1-2 the count to Hernandez here, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Keeler now, 1-2, will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Hernandez. He goes down swinging. And so far for Jack Keeler, it's been 5 up, 5 down, no trouble. And that will put 2 outs on the board in the bottom of the second inning. Now that I'm bringing up number 8, Cooper Smith, the right fielder tonight. Smith making his first start back in the lineup since battling some illness. However, he did have an at-bat last night against Niagara where he had a triple in that at-bat. He just came in, tripled one in his first at-bat. Keeler sets, deals that, a swing on a chop back foul. And so the count will go 0-1 to Cooper Smith. Smith making his 14th start, has a 244 batting average, 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 1 RBI, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 4 stolen bases so far this season for him. 0-1 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Keeler now will set, deliver. That one is going to be outside and down low, ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Smith, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Keeler now 1-1, will set, deliver, check swing there. They're going to say he went, and so that is going to make it 1-2 now. 1-2 the count to Smith, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Keeler, if he picks up the strikeout here, it'll be 6 up, 6 down for him. Please let the Pioneers not get no hit again. We almost had that in the last time that they were up here. They almost got no hit. It was 8 1/3 inning before the Pioneers could get a hit in that last matchup. Right now, Keeler's 5 up, 5 down, and 2-2 the count to Smith here. Keeler now will set, deliver, swung on it, popped up into right. First baseman Bacon will come under it and make the play, so that will be 6 up, 6 down for Keeler as Smith will pop out to end the bottom of the second inning. They have not even put up a hit yet, the Pioneers have, so they're going to go to the top of the third looking for Connor Lutz to try and get through cleanly. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. It's the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the third inning already. in this first game in the doubleheader between the Pioneers and the Muckdogs. Muckdogs lead it 4-0, and just as a reminder, everyone, this is only a 7-inning ball game, so after this inning, we'll be halfway done. And Pioneers are not looking good right now. Down 4 runs after Lutz gave up 4 runs in the top of the second inning. They'll be looking to go through cleanly this time in the top of the third. Leading off this inning, it'll be number 23, Adam Agresti, the catcher tonight for the Muckdogs. He was walked in his first at-bat. Lutz now will set, deliver. That one is going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Agresti. No outs here in the top of the third. Lutz now 1-0. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be just outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Agresti here. Not the start Lutz was looking for. He needs a pitch here to get back in the count. Lutz now 2-0. Will set, fire. That one is going to be outside. 3-0 goes the count. Lutz does not want to walk Agresti here to lead off the inning. That's how we got into trouble last time. And last time he gave up 4 runs in the top of the second. Not looking to repeat here. Lutz sets, deals. That one is in there. Called strike one. That was a good pitch there by Lutz to get back on the count. It goes now 3-1 goes the count to Agresti here. No outs in the top of the third. Lutz sets, fire. Swung on it. Popped up straight in the air. In the shallow infield, Basaccia coming under it. And he will dance around, make the play. And that will put 1 out on the board. Very nice recovery there by Connor Lutz in order to get the out off of Agresti after making it a 3-1 count. And so now that'll bring up number 88, Giuseppe Arcuri, the second baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat against Lutz. 1 out here in the top of the third. Lutz now will set, deliver. Swung on a driven third base side, but fouls, so the count will go 0-1. 1-1 the counts are Curry. 1 out here in the top of the third. Lutz now 0-1 sets, fires. That one is in there. Called strike 2. Arcuri knew he messed up taking that pitch. He knew it was going to curve in there for a strike. You could see it even from up here. 0-2 the count. Lutz looking for what would be his his fourth strikeout. Lutz sets, fires. That one is way outside for ball 1. So 1-2 the count now to Arcuri. 1 out here in the top of the third. Lutz looking for his fourth strikeout. Lutz now 1-2. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be down low, called ball 2. So 2-2 the count to Arcuri as it evens up. Lutz can still pick up his fourth strikeout here and put 2 outs on the board in the top of the third. Lutz 2-2 will now set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Arcuri. He strikes him out. That's the fourth strikeout for Connor Lutz. And that'll put 2 outs on the board here in the top of the third inning. A very nice strikeout there by Lutz, and 2 away here in the top of the third inning. And now that'll bring up number 4, Trey Bacon, the first baseman tonight. He reached by an error in his first at-bat. Lutz now will set, fire, swung on a driven straight to Fadio at short. He will field it, throw to Muzio at first, not in time. Muzio misses it. And so that'll be another reach by error. That is 3 errors for the Pioneers here in this ball game through 3 innings. And Muzio that time just couldn't field it cleanly. And so now a runner on first here with 2 outs in the top of the third. And now that'll bring up number 2, Christian Bernardini, the left fielder tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat. Still 2 outs here in the top of the third, so any out ends it for Lutz. He needs one. Lutz now will now set, fire. That one is going to be down low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Bernardini here. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Lutz 1-0, sets, fire, swung on a chop back foul by Bernardini, and the count will even up at 1-1. So 1-1 the count to Bernardini. He's still 2 outs here in the top of the third. It is Bacon over there at first. He's reached on 2 errors. 2 out of the 3 errors have been in his at-bats. Pioneers with 3 already. It hasn't helped. That is going to be a check over to first, and Bacon will be safe over there at first. Muzio caught it but did not apply a tag. Lute still 1-1. Will now set, deliver. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Bernardini as he takes the lead in the count. Still 2 outs here on the top of the third. Lute's looking for any out, which will end the inning. Lute's now 2-1. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be just inside ball 3. I thought that was going to be a much worse pitch than what it actually was. It was a curveball that tried to curve back in the zone. Just missed the inside edge of the plate. So 3-1 the count now to Bernardini. Lutz will set, fire. That one is going to be upstairs, ball 4. And so that'll be a walk for Bernardini. That's his second walk already in his first 2 at-bats. And so now, once again, runners on first and second here with 2 outs on the board in the top of the third. Lutz still searching for one more out to try and get himself out of this jam. Now that I'm going to number 45, Matt DeStefano, that isn't a hitter tonight. He grounded out in his first at-bat. Lutz now will look over to Bacon, who's off of second. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is going to be in there, called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to DeStefano. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Nelson warming in the bullpen for the Pioneers, number 99. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in pretty quick. Lutz will set, deal, swing and a miss there by DeStefano, and the count will go 0-2. I wouldn't be surprised if Nelson, I think they're going to try, I think Coach Drum is going to try and get Lutz through one more inning through the 4th, and then maybe Nelson comes in for the 5th, 6th, and 7th. We'll have to see. 0-2 the count. Lutz will set, deal. That one is going to be in there. How is that not called strike 3 from up here? That looked like a punch-out pitch. However, the count will go 1-2. It was another curveball from Lutz. So 1-2 the count to DeStefano. 2 outs here in the top of the third. That was a bad call in my opinion. 1-2 the count now. Lutz will look over to Bacon, who's getting a little bit of trouble here. Tag, not in time by Bisaccia. Bacon hesitated for a moment. However, he's lucky that he was able to get back in time. So 1-2 the count to DeStefano here. 2 outs in the top of the third. Lutz still looking for what would be his 5th strikeout here. Lutz look over to Bacon again. Will now set, deal, swung on it, popped up into the air. Muzio coming under in foul territory right, and he will make the play and end the inning. So that'll be a pop out to end it. Muckdogs strayed 2 runners on, get no more runs. However, they still lead it 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the third, where the Pioneers bats need to get it going right after this. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the third inning, and so far in this one, it's been all Muckdogs as they lead it 4-0. And Jack Keeler, it's been 6 up, 6 down for him. No problems at all with this on-fire Pioneers lineup, or at least I thought they were on fire coming into the game. Scoring a lot of runs recently, but not so far. They don't even have a hit yet, and they've already committed 3 errors on defense, which has helped the Muckdogs come to this 4-0 lead. Leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it will be number 14, Jake Keeler. That one was way down low and inside from Keeler. It's Keller at the plate, excuse me. Keller making his 17th start, has a .250 batting average, 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 double. As Keeler will set, deal, swung on a driven. That'll be a base hit into right. And so finally the Pioneers get a hit on the board here to lead off the bottom of the third inning. That is very good for the Pioneers. Keller able to deliver it. He was actually the one as well who delivered the first hit of the ball game for the Pioneers in the last time that the Pioneers were here in the top of the ninth inning. And so that was actually very big as well. So Keller, leadoff single here, will now bring up number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder tonight. Gingrich making his 17th start. He has a 204 batting average, 11 runs, 10 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, as Keeler will set deal. That one is down low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Gingrich. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Keller over there at first. Gingrich, 1 triple, 10 RBIs, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 9 stolen bases as well so far this season. Keeler sets deals. That one is outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Gingrich here. No outs in the bottom of the third. Pioneers need to get some runs on the board in this inning. As like I have mentioned throughout, this is only a 7-inning ball game, so we're pretty much halfway through it already. 2-0 the count to Gingrich. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Keeler now will set, deliver, swung on a driven left field side. That is foul. Third baseman going for it in Lopez, but that will be out of play. So 2-1 the count now to Gingrich. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third. It'll be Fadio, Bisaccia, and then the top of the order up for the Pioneers after Gingrich. Keeler with Keller still over there at first, 2-1. Keeler will set, deal. That one is going to be down low. 3-1 goes the count. If Gingrich gets walked, that will put runners on first and second with no outs. So a very good situation for the Pioneers if he can draw a walk here. Gingrich looking to do so or get a base hit. Either one will work. 3-1 goes the count. Keeler now will set, deliver. That one is going to be outside. Ball 4. That will be a walk for Gingrich. And now runners on first and second for the Pioneers with no outs in the bottom of the third. This is a big opportunity for the Pioneers to at least chip away at this lead. As now it'll be number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight, up at the plate. Fadio making his 15th start as a 171 batting average, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, 5 walks, 15 strikeouts, and 3 stolen bases so far this season. It'll be Bisaccia after him, and then the top of the lineup in Granado after Bisaccia. So an opportunity here for the Pioneers to at least chip away at this lead. Keeler now will set, deal. That one is going to be upstairs to Fadio. So 1-0 goes the count. 1-0 the count to Fadio. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third. Pioneers in great shape to put a run on the board, at least one. Hopefully multiple. Keeler now 1-0, looks over to Keller. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is going to be inside, called ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Fadio as he takes a nice lead in the count. If Fadio does get walked by Keeler, it would be back-to-back walks for Keeler, but also that would load the bases for Bisaccia. Keeler now 2-0, looks over to Keller, and now we'll set, deal. That one is going to be inside, called strike 1. So 2-1 the count now to Fadio. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Fadio now will step back in. 2-1 the count to him. Keeler now will look over to Keller at second. Will now set, fire. That one is going to be outside. That gets by the catcher, Agresti, and that'll advance the runners. And so now runners on second and third here for the Pioneers in a 3-1 count to Fadio. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third. Pioneers in great shape to get some runs on the board. Keeler's losing it here, and the Pioneers need to take advantage. They need to convert here. Fadio 3-1. If he's walked, it would load the bases for Bisaccia. Keeler 3-1. Will now set, fire. That is going to be called strike 2. Big pitch coming up here. Massive pitch as the count will go 3-2 to Fadio with no outs on the board in the bottom of the third. Keeler now 3-2. Will now set, deliver, swung on a driven right field side, but foul, so the count will stay 3-2. Very big at bat here, with Bisaccia, then Granado and Muzio up after Fadio. Keeler now still 3-2. Will now set, deal. That is going to be called strike 3. He struck out Fadio. Fadio does not like the call at all. And so the umpire shaking his head. Fadio will go down looking. And so that'll put one out here in the bottom of the third. That was a big strikeout for Keeler there. Not good for the Pioneers. However, they still have runners on second and third. And now that'll bring up number 22, Nick Bisaccia, the second baseman tonight. Bisaccia, making his 8th start, has a 0.059 batting average. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 double, 2 RBIs, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 1 stolen base. Keeler now will set, deliver. That's going to be inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Bisaccia. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Runners still at second and third for the Pioneers. They are looking to convert here. It'll still be Granado and then Muzio up after Bisaccia with the top of the order. Keeler sets, deals. That is going to be down low, called strike 1. So 1-1 the count out of Bisaccia as the count will go aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Keeler 1-1. Will now set, fire. That one's going to be in there, cold strike 2. 1-2 the count out of Bisaccia, and Bisaccia really looking to try and get on base here with the base hit. It'd be big to potentially load the bases or drive in a run. Keeler now 1-2. Will now set, deliver. That is going to be in there. Called upstairs, ball 2. That looks like a called strike 3 from up here. Kent will now even up to Bisaccia, 2-2. Bisaccia able to stay alive, gets a call there. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Keeler now. Will set, deliver. That's going to be down low. Called strike 3. And that'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Keeler. It'll put 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. So now that'll bring up the top of the order in Matt Granado. So Granado in a big spot here. He needs a base hit in order to drive in a run. It's Keller at third, and it is Gingrich over there at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This is a big at-bat, as the Pioneers really need to get some runs on the board to try and chip away at this lead. Keeler now will set, deal, swung on a driven right field side. That is foul by Granado on the first pitch. So the count will go 0-1. Granado did strike out in his first at-bat, if I didn't say that already. 0-1 the count to Granado. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Keeler now sets, delivers. That is going to be a hit by pitch walk by Granado. That is going to be a hit by pitch walk to load the bases with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This is an even bigger spot here now, as that'll bring up number 77, Joe Musio, the first baseman tonight, who grounded out in his first at-bat. He will come up with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Musio's been so hot as of late. He had 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 stolen base, and 1 strikeout in last night's game at Niagara. He's been so hot as of late. Now pitching coach is coming out there to talk with Keeler. This is a big moment as bases are loaded for the Pioneers with 2 outs on the board. If Musio gets a base hit, he will drive in probably 2 runs, as Gingrich, one of the fastest players on this Pioneers roster, is over there at second. And if Musio gets on, it'll be Schroeder and Blake after him. So this is an opportunity for the Pioneers to potentially even tie up this ball game if they can get a couple of consecutive hits. Keeler and Agresti have had their conversation, and so now this is a massive at-bat here for the Pioneers. They need Musio to deliver them a base hit in order to try and convert some runs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Musio has been so clutch as of late. He needs to do it another time here. Big spot. Keeler now. Will now set, deliver. That is going to be taken. Ball down low and inside for ball 1. That was a good take there by Musio, so the count will go 1-0. 1-0 the count to Musio. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Keeler 1-0 will now set fire. Swung on it, driven. That is going to be a line out to the shortstop. And that'll end the bottom of the third. What a disastrous play there as that strands the bases loaded for the Pioneers, and they come up empty. Man, a major blown missed opportunity there by the Pioneers. They come up empty in the bottom of the third. They go to the top of the fourth, still down 4 runs. Sorry about that, folks. I had to change my battery real quick. Welcome back to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the fourth inning. Lute's still out there as he will deal ball 1 to, that is number 24, Victor Olongi, his third baseman, who had an RBI double in his last at bat. Lute sets, deals. That is going to be popped up into shallow right. That is going to drop for a base hit. So a leadoff single here for Olongi in the top of the fourth inning for the Muckdogs, and not a good start for Lutz here. Nelson is still warming in the bullpen, so he could potentially come in here. We'll have to see how Drum wants to play this. As now, that'll bring up number 7, Caleb Rodriguez, the extra hitter tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat. With Olongi over there at first. Lutz will set deal. That one is going to be down low and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Rodriguez here. No outs in the top of the fourth. Lutz now will set deal. Swung on a chop back foul. Right field side, and the count will even up at 1-1 to Rodriguez here. Still no outs in the top of the fourth. Olongi still over there at first. Lutz 1-1 will now set deal. Swing and a miss there by Rodriguez. He got him to chase a pitch outside. And so the count will go 1-2 now. Lutz looking for what would be his 5th strikeout of the ball game here to put an out on the board in the top of the fourth. With Olongi over there at first, it's a very important one. Lutz now 1-2 sets. Deal. Swing and a miss there by Rodriguez. He goes down swinging. That is the 5th strikeout for Connor Lutz, and that'll put an out on the board for him in the top of the fourth inning. A very big strikeout there for Lutz to put one away. And now that'll bring up number 32, Rashad Robinson, the center fielder tonight. He had an RBI single in his first at-bat. Robinson will now step into the batter's box here to face Lutz. 1 out in the top of the fourth. Lutz now will set deal. That one is going to be outside and down low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Robinson here. 1 out in the top of the fourth. Olongi still over there at first. Double play is available for the Pioneers in this situation, and that would just cleanly get Lutz out of the inning. 1-0 now. Lutz will set deal. That one is going to be in there. Cold strike 1. So count will even up now at aces wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Longy takes his lead off first. Lutz will set deal. Longy's going to try and steal second. The throw is pretty good. However, the tag is not quite in time as Bisaccia couldn't quite get it down onto Longy in time. That was a ball two, by the way, from Lutz. So 2-1 the count to Robinson. One out here in the top of the fourth. Longy now over there at second. Lutz 2-1. We'll look over to Longy, and now we'll set, deliver. That is a swing and a miss by Robinson. And so the count will go 2-2 now. Count evens up at 2-2 to Robinson. Lutz looking for back-to-back strikeouts here in order to put 2 outs on the board. It would be big if he can. 2-2. Lutz looks over to Longy. And now we'll set. Fire. Swung on a driven first base side. Muzio can't get it. That'll be a base hit. That might score Longy. It will score Longy as Cooper Smith has to cut it all the way off. That'll be a stand-up RBI double for Robinson. And now the Muckdogs with a 5-0 lead in this one. They're running away with it. Muckdogs lead at 5-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Still only one out here in the top of the fourth, and Robinson over there at second after that RBI double. Much as signals going to the bullpen, potentially Nelson coming out and coming on into the game. We'll have to wait and see. However, right now it is number 16, Josh Ledham, the leadoff man and the right fielder tonight up at the plate. Ledham popped out in his first at-bat, then reached by an error in his second at-bat. Robinson still over there at second. And Keller, that one just gets away from him for a second as that's ball one. However, he's able to recover, so the count will only be 1-0. And Robinson's still over there at second. I don't know why, but the Pioneers have struggled every single time that they have come here to Batavia. And they're struggling again right here in game one. Hopefully they can get it together in game two. Robinson's going to cleanly steal third as the throw and Lutz was not paying attention. So Robinson able to cleanly just steal third. Hernandez might be shaken up a little bit as he landed awkwardly coming down onto Robinson almost. And so the count will go 1-0 to Ledham. One out here in the top of the fourth still. Hernandez looks like he's all right, and Robinson as well. He'll be over there at third. And so now a runner at third here for the Muckdogs. Lutz really needs some outs here as Pioneers already down 5 runs in this 7-inning game one of this doubleheader. Lutz now 1-0 will set. Fire. That one is in there. Called strike one. So the count will now even up at aces while 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Lutz now will set, deliver. That one's going to be inside, down low, called ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Ledham. 1 out here in the bottom of the, in the top of the fourth inning. Lutz will set, fire. That's going to be upstairs and inside, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Ledham here. Lutz does not want to walk Ledham as that would put runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Lutz 3-1 will now set, deliver. That one is going to be a hit by pitch. And that will walk Ledham. And now they're going to give. When is the umpire showing as if Robinson's supposed to come home? And I don't know exactly what's going to be happening here. The manager is going over there to talk with the umpire. Does not look happy with the call. Ledham is going to be walked, I'm assuming, no matter what. We're going to have to see what the decision is here. They're discussing it. So now umpire's coming back, so it looks like Ledham has not been walked. So the count will now go 3-2 here to Ledham. 3-2, yep, the umpire just showed 3-2, so that's going to be a cold strike. And the manager, I can see why he's not happy because I thought that was going to be a ball. So 3-2, Lutz can still get back here with a strikeout to put 2 outs on the board. 3-2, Lutz sets, fires. That one's going to be outside. Called ball 4, so that will be a walk anyway. A walk for Ledham will put runners on the corners here for the Muckdogs with 1 out in the top of the fourth inning. Now that we're going to number 36, Lucas Lopez, the shortstop tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat, struck out in his second at-bat. He'll come up here with 1 out in the top of the fourth inning. Pioneers already down 5 runs in this one. Looking to try and avoid getting down even more, as this one, with runners on the corners, could get even worse. I'm wondering if Lutz is just going to go the rest of this game as Lutz sets deals. That one is down low, ball 1, and let him steal second without a throw from Keller. So 1-0 the count to Lopez, and 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And now runners on second and third for the Muckdogs here, and this game is quickly getting out of hand. Lutz 1-0 will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Lopez, and the count will even up at 1-1. So Aces Wild shows the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Lutz now 1-1 will set, fire. That was down low and inside for ball 2. So 2-1 goes the count as Lopez takes the lead. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Looks like Nelson is either ready or has stopped warming in the bullpen. I don't know if Coach Trumps is going to have Lutz stay out there. Lutz will set, deal, swung on a chopped fair. That is going to be caught by Muzio, who will tag up and ground out. However, Rashad Robinson will score, so it is a 6-run ball game here, as Robinson will score on a sacrifice ground out there, as that will put 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 4th. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and a 6-0 lead for the Muckdogs here in game 1 of this doubleheader. It has not gone the way the Pioneers wanted it to go. And now that'll bring on number 23, Adam Agresti, the catcher tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat, popped out in his second at-bat. 2 outs here finally in the top of the 4th. So any out ends it for Lutz. Runner on third in, let him for the Muckdogs. And that one will be outside for ball 1 from Lutz to Agresti. So 1-0 the count to Agresti. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Lutz now will set, fire. That one is down low and gets by Keller. And now Ledham's going to come in and score. And it is 7-0 here, as Ledham comes in and score off of a wild pitch that got away from Keller. And now it is 7-0. And the count will go 2-0 to Agresti. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So we're going to have to wait and see if Coach Drum is going to pull anybody, or he might not. He might just have Lutz go out there and pitch the rest of this game. We'll have to see. 2-0 goes the count. Lutz will set, deal. That one's going to be upstairs for ball 3. So 3-0 the count to Agresti here. Lutz in danger of walking another one here to put another out, or to put another runner on for the Muckdogs. Lutz will set, fire, swung on a chop back, foul by Agresti, so the count will go 3-1. 3-1 the count to Agresti. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Lutz now will set, deal, swung on it, popped up. That should be the final out, as Cooper Smith will be coming under it. And he will make the play in right, and that will end the inning on a fly out by Agresti. And so 3 runs in the top of the 4th makes it 7-0. We go to the bottom of the 4th right after this. Pioneers, I don't even know, even if they do answer, whether it's going to be enough in time, as we're already halfway through this one, more than halfway at this point. Welcome back here to the bottom of the fourth inning here in the Pioneers live stream. It's 7-0 Batavia running away with this one in game one of this doubleheader. This is not what the Pioneers wanted to see, but it is what they have. I just saw Connor Lutz walk over to the clubhouse area, so he is done for the night. It looks like it's still going to be Zach Nelson who will be coming into this game to start the top of the fifth inning. Pioneers, if they want any chance of coming back in this one, they need to get the bats going. They had it going in the bottom of the third inning where they had the bases loaded with 2 outs and they simply could not convert a single run. Keeler's still out there for the Muckdogs, and leading off this inning, it'll be number 10, John Schroeder. That is an 8-hitter tonight for the Pioneers. He struck out in his first at-bat. Pioneers have to put up some runs in this inning to keep this game competitive. Keeler will set deal, swung on a chop back foul by Schroeder, and the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Schroeder, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Keeler now 0-1. Will now set, delivers, check swing there by Schroeder. They're going to say he is safe, so the count will even up. Or excuse me, they're going to say he went, so the count will go 0-2 now quickly to Schroeder. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Keeler 0-2 will now set, deliver, swung on a driven back, chop back foul, right field side. And the count will still stay 0-2. 0-2 the count to Schroeder. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Keeler now 0-2. Will now set, deliver. That one's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Schroeder here. Still no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Keeler will set deal. That one is outside and upstairs for ball 2. So the count now evens up at 2-2 here to Schroeder. Been able to work his way back with 2 good takes. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Schroeder, it would be massive if he could get a base hit here. Keeler now will set, fire, swung on a driven. That will be a base hit in the left center. And that will be a single for Schroeder. And a leadoff single at that. That is a good start for the Pioneers, who need runs in this inning desperately. So a leadoff single with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And now that I bring up number 9, Aiden Blake, the extra hitter tonight. Ground out in his first at-bat. It does not look like there's anybody warming in the Batavia Muckdogs bullpen. So Keeler is out there for now. Blake, the extra hitter tonight, is up at the plate. He grounded out in his first at-bat. Schroeder over there at first for the Pioneers. Keeler now will now set, deal. That one's going to be inside, ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Blake. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Blake looking to deliver base hits. Pretty much the Pioneers just need base hits at this point. Not even walks is going to be good enough. They need base hits desperately. Keeler will set deal. Swung on it, popped into left. Left fielder Bernardini is going back, and he will make the play in left. So that'll be a fly out by Blake to put 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So 1 away here now, and now that'll bring up number 47, Ray Hernandez, the third baseman tonight. Hernandez struck out in his first at-bat. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Schroeder still over there at first for the Pioneers. Keeler looks over to Schroeder. And now we'll set, deal, or excuse me. Yeah, he did look over to Schroeder. Hernandez swung and chopped that one foul. So the count will go 0-1 to Hernandez here. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Hernandez always has that potential to deliver a home run with 1 swing of the bat. He just simply needs to get the right pitch. Hoping he can deliver one here. It'd be big to at least get some runs on the board. Keeler will set, deliver. That'll be check swing, called strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Hernandez here. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Keeler now will set, deliver. That's going to be inside. Gets by the catcher, and Schroeder's going to go over to second. And he will stop at second as Agresti will be able to recover. So the count will go 1-2 to Hernandez with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. But now a runner in scoring position in John Schroeder for the Pioneers over there at second base. Hernandez will now step back in. Hernandez really needs to deliver a base hit here, preferably a double or a triple or a homer. Any of those would be fantastic for the Pioneers. Keeler 1-2 will set, deliver. That's going to be outside, ball 2. So 2-2 the count now as it evens up to Hernandez. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Keeler looks over to Schroeder and now will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Hernandez, and he goes down swinging. And so that's the second strikeout of the day for Hernandez, and that'll put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. Pioneers need to come up with something here. John Schroeder's at second. They had the bases loaded in the bottom of the third. Came up empty. They cannot come up empty again in a 7-inning game like this. And now the man who will have to deliver here will be number 8, Cooper Smith, the right fielder. He popped out in his first at-bat earlier in the ball game. 2 outs here now in the bottom of the fourth. Schroeder still over there off of second. Keeler now will set, deal. That is going to be way inside and out, or excuse me, by the catcher Agresti almost. Agresti faked as if he had lost it for a moment. It's a ball down low and outside, so the count will go 1-0. Schroeder almost got caught there for a second. Sneaky play there by Agresti, showing as if he had lost it for a moment to try and get Schroeder to run. Keeler 1-0. Will now set, deliver. That one's going to be down low, called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now to Smith as it evens up 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Smith now 1-1. Schroeder off of second. Will now set, deal, swung on a chop back foul by Smith, and the count will go 1-2. So 1-2 the count to Cooper Smith. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Schroeder still over there off of second, excuse me. Keeler now 1-2. We'll look over to Schroeder. And now we'll set, deal. That is going to be check swing down low, called ball 2. So that is going to be a deuces wild count here now as it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Schroeder still off second for the Pioneers. Cooper Smith looking to deliver a base hit here to try and drive in Schroeder. 2-2. Keeler now. We'll look over to Schroeder. And now we'll set, deal. Schroeder's going to try and steal it and pop up into the infield. The shortstop, Lopez, will field it, throw to first in time. And that will end the inning. Pioneers once again come up empty here in the bottom of the fourth. And they are running out of time very fast in this 7-inning ball game to try and make a comeback. We go to the top of the fifth where I do believe it'll be Zach Nelson. It will be Zach Nelson out there right after this. Welcome back here now to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 5th inning here, and Zach Nelson will be on the mound here to start the top of the 5th. He'll be relieving Connor Lutz. Lutz gave up 7 runs in 4 innings pitched, not to mention also 6 hits. The 3 errors that the Pioneers have, or actually it's been reduced to 2 errors, did not help Lutz by any stretch of the imagination. But Nelson will be coming in here probably to try and close this one out. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Drum tries to have Nelson throw these next 3 innings to just go through this game with 2 arms only. Nelson making his 7th appearance and he also has 1 start. Has a 1.14 ERA and 15.2 innings pitched. He's only given up 13 hits, 6 runs, only 2 of those earned, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts, and has a 1-1 record. Last time we saw him out was on the 7th of July at versus Niagara, where he threw for 2 innings. He only gave up 1 hit and 1 walk, but also had 2 strikeouts.
And once again, for fans just arriving at the ballpark, this is a 7-inning game. And because of a rainout in Elmira, Batavia is the visiting team in this game.
Nelson now warming up. Leading off this inning for the Batavia Muckdogs, it'll be number 88, Giuseppe Arcuri, the second baseman tonight. He struck out twice in his first 2 at-bats. There are 2 Muckdogs that have struck out twice in their first 2 at-bats. Everyone else in their lineup seems like they've been doing great, though. Arcuri's one of the 2 guys that has been struggling so far tonight, even against Lutz. And so now we'll have to see whether he struggles against Zach Nelson. As Arcuri now will be stepping up to face Nelson here in the top of the 5th. It's only a 7-inning ball game here, so we're most of the way through it. Nelson will now set deal. That one's going to be inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count now to Arcuri. No outs here in the top of the 5th. Nelson will set deal. Swung on a drop back foul by Arcuri, and the count will go 1-1. So 1-1 the count now to Giuseppe Arcuri as it evens up. No outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll be swung on a chop back foul right field side again. And so the count will go 1-2 here now to Arcuri. Nelson looking for his first strikeout here in his first batter faced. It's about 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Nelson now will set deal. That one is upstairs for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now to Arcuri as it evens up. Still no outs here in the top of the 5th. Nelson now will set fire. That one is down low for ball 3. So 3-2 the count now to Arcuri. And by the way, I do believe because the possibility is that the Pioneers get mercy ruled in this game. The mercy rule, I believe, is 12 runs after 5 innings. I believe that is the mercy rule. So, Muckdogs would have to score 5 runs in this inning and have Keeler go clean once again, as that'll be a walk for Arcuri. So, that gives the Muckdogs another base run. Now, they don't need any more tonight, but they get another one anyway. And now that'll bring them number 4, no, it's not number 4, Trey Bacon. They're going to bring in a pinch hitter here. As pinch hitter will be number 25, Sean Ladd. Ladd will be pinch hitting for Trey Bacon here. Ladd will be the pinch hitter here for Trey Bacon, and so he'll be up at the plate here now to face Nelson. No outs here in the top of the 5th, and Arcuri off of first. Nelson will set deal. That one will be upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Bacon. No outs here in the top of the 5th. Or excuse me, not to Bacon, to Ladd. Gotta remember that he's a pinch hitter. So I'm assuming since Ladd is pinch hitting for Bacon, Bacon is a two-way player. He can hit and pitch. So I'm assuming that the reason why Ladd is hitting here for him now is that he's going to come in and pitch for Keeler probably late towards the end of this game. And so 2-0 the count quickly goes to Ladd here. Nelson will fire inside. 3-0 goes the count. Nelson in danger of walking the first 2 batters that he faces here. Two and 0 the count to Ladd. Or excuse me, 3-0 the count. Nelson now will have time granted as Keller wants to have a word with him. So Keller and Nelson are now going to have a discussion to try and figure things out here and not give up another walk. Conversation over between Keller and Nelson, so we'll get back on here to go and face Ladd. 3-0 the count in my scorebook. Scoreboard only says 2-0, but I believe it's 3-0. Nelson now, 3-0 the count to Ladd. We'll see whether I'm right or not. Well, now look, set, deal. That one's going to be a called strike one. I guess I want to get to find out on that pitch. So 3-1 goes the count to Ladd here. No outs in the top of the fifth. The runner on second in our Curry. Nelson now looks over to our Curry of second, and now will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Ladd, and he went all the way full swing on a pitch that was moving super slow. That was a slow breaking ball there from Nelson, so count will go full 3-2 here. Nelson looks over to Curry, will now set, deal, swung on a driven weakly over to third, and Hernandez, that's going to be ruled foul. And Hernandez is going to go to Muzio anyway, and that will be... We're waiting to see the call. They're going to say that our Curry's going to be safe at third. He gets to steal the base even though Ladd is not out. So don't know the ruling there. That looks like it was hit fair right over to Hernandez. And we're waiting to see. So I guess our Curry's just going to be safe at third and no outs here as Ladd will step back in. Nelson will set deal. Swung on it, popped into right. Cooper Smith going for it down the line. It will be foul down the down the first base line. So that one will be out of play. So 3-2 still the count to Ladd here. No outs in the top of the fifth. And Giuseppe Curry over there at third for the Muckdogs. Muckdogs, like I said, I believe if they score 5 runs, that's the mercy rule. I believe the Pioneers still have to have a chance to answer, though, so it would only be if the Pioneers come up empty in the bottom of the fifth. Nelson sets deals. That one is popped up in right and fouled off again. The count will stay. And so, count will stay 3-2 to Ladd. No outs here in the top of the fifth still. Our Curry still over there at third. Nelson now will set, deliver, swing, and it's driven right field side. Cooper Smith going for it, and he will make the play in right. That's a fly out. He will now throw home, but it's not in time as our Curry will be safe. So a sacrifice fly by Sean Ladd will get Giuseppe Curry home. So that'll be 1 out here in the top of the fifth, but that'll also make it a 8-0 lead. Muckdogs running away with this one. This is not what the Pioneers wanted in this game. So now another pinch hitter here for the Muckdogs. They're just bringing out everybody right now. It'll be Kyle Hetherington. That's quite the name. Hetherington now stepping in for Bernardini. Now it will be ball outside from Nelson. So the count will go 1-0 to Hetherington. Nelson swinging a miss there by Hetherington. So the count will even up at aces. Wow, they're 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Muckdogs lead it 8-0. 4 more runs and the Muckdogs will win this game on a mercy rule. Nelson will set deal. Swung on it, driven into the gap in center. That'll be a base hit single for Hetherington. And Muckdogs continuing to just run away. There is no slowing down for them, and I don't know why, but the Pioneers have just struggled. Every time that they've come to Batavia, they have just struggled. They haven't been able to get a win. They haven't been able to get it going. And so now that'll bring up number 45, Matt DeStefano, the designated hitter tonight. He ground down his first at bat, popped out in his second at bat. Nelson will set deal. That one will be upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 the count to DeStefano. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. It'll be Hetherington over there at first. Nelson sets to fires. That one is swung back and chopped foul. Left field side. So the count will once again go aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Hetherington still over there at first. DeStefano at the plate. Nelson now will set, deliver, swung on and driven weakly over to Basaccia, who will field it, cannot go to second, will go to first and get the out. So that is a fielder's choice ground out by DeStefano. And so that'll put 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 5th, but a runner on second in Hetherington for the Muckdogs is now that I bring up number 24, Victor Alongi. Alongi, the hottest bat in the Muckdogs lineup, as he has RBI doubled in his first at bat and then RBI just singled in his second at bat. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Runner at second in Hetherington for the Muckdogs. Nelson will set, deal down. One is taken outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Alongi. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Nelson now will look over to Hetherington, and now Hetherington's going to steal third. Keller will not make a throw, so Hetherington will be safe, and the count will go 2-0 to Alongi. Another runner at third for the Muckdogs here in this one. And Alongi, 2-0 the count. Nelson now will set, deal. That one is down low, called strike 1. So 2-1 the count now to Alongi. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Nelson now will set, deliver, swung on and driven up the center field gap. That is going to be a base hit as the caroms off the base. And that will score Hetherington. So Muckdogs will lead it 9-0 here now. As that was technically, I don't know what they're going to call it. They're going to probably call it a single. That's a single for Alongi. That will be an RBI single as it drove in Hetherington. So RBI single for Alongi here with 2 outs. And now that I bring up number 7, Caleb Rodriguez, the extra hitter tonight. Rodriguez struck out twice in his first 2 at-bats. And, it's going to be another pinch hitter here. It's number 11. It's Chad Falcon who is in here. So Falcon is pinch hitting for Caleb Rodriguez as he's swinging and a miss there at the first pitch by Nelson. Nelson now 0-1 will set, deal, swung on and popped up into right. That might drop. Granado coming in and will make the play. And so that will end the inning. A diving effort there by Granado in left field. And that will end the inning on a pop out. So Muckdogs continue to run away with this one 9-0. And Pioneers, I don't even know if they can come back even if they do get some runs. It's 9-0 in a 7-inning ball game. We go to the bottom of the 5th after this. Welcome back. Here's the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the 5th inning here, and it's new pitcher on the mound for the Muckdogs. It'll be number 1, Thomas Blades, who will be now pitching on the mound for the Muckdogs. And leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 14, Jake Keller. And this game has run away from the Pioneers. It's 9-0. Muckdogs in commanding lead here in a 7-inning game. So Pioneers have 3 innings to put up 9 runs, which is highly unlikely to say the least. But Pioneers bats have been hot, and let's see whether they can have their fortunes changed against Blades, as they couldn't get anything off Keeler. So we'll see whether their fortunes change with a new pitcher, but even then it'll take quite a lot. So leading off this inning will be Keller, who's singling in his first at-bat. So let's see if he can keep it going here. Pioneers need pretty much base hits from everybody now, and nothing else is going to do at this point. Keller will now step in. Blades now. Will set, deal, swung on it, driven. That'll be a base hit into right unless the right fielder cuts it off, and he does. Let him. I thought that one was going to drop. That was a very well hit baseball by Keller. Unfortunately, it just came into reach of Ledham. If that was about 3 feet to the left, that would have dropped. And so that'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now that'll bring up number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat. Blades now sets, deals. That one is outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count now to Gingrich. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now 1-0. Will now set, deal. Swung on a pop back by Gingrich, and the count will even up at aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now, aces wild. Will now set, deliver. That one's going to be in there just inside, called ball 2. 2-1 the count out of Gingrich as he takes the lead in the count. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now will set, deal. Swung on a chopped left field side. Third baseman Lopez coming for it. He runs out of room. And so the count will simply even up at 2-2 now to Gingrich. 1 out here and still in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now 2-2. Will now set, deal. That one's going to be outside. 3-2 goes the count to Gingrich here. A walk wouldn't be bad, but base hits are always preferred in this kind of situation. 3-2 the count to Gingrich. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now will set, deal. That one's going to be inside, ball 4. So a walk for Gingrich here. That's his second walk of the ball game. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and now then we're going to number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat. The second game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. It's 6:55 now, and we're not even at the 6th inning yet, so the second game is going to be well delayed. And that one will be swung on a chop back foul by Fadio, right field side, and out of play, so the count will go 0-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now 0-1 as Fadio will step back into the batter's box here. Blades will look over to Gingrich. And now we'll check over to him. Gingrich back in time. Blades now once again looks over to Gingrich. And now we'll set, deal. That one's going to be in there. Cold strike 2 to Fadio. So 0-2 the count now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades now 0-2 will set, deliver. That one's going to be down low. Called ball 1. So 1-2 the count out of Fadio. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Blades 1 and 2 will now set, deliver, swung on and driven. That'll be a base hit into center, into the center field gap. So that'll be a single for Fadio to give the Pioneers some more life. They now have runners on first and second with only one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Now that'll bring up the 10th batter in the Pioneers lineup, number 22, Nick Bisaccia, the second baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, so if Bisaccia can get on and load the bases, Pioneers are maybe not done yet. They need to get quite a lot, but we'll have to see. Bisaccia now will step in. Blaze looks over to Gingrich at second. And now we'll set, deal, swing and a miss there by Bisaccia, and the count goes 0-1. 0-1 the count to Bisaccia. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Blades now will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Bisaccia. Again, the count quickly goes 0-2. 0-2 the count to Bisaccia. One out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Blades now 0-2 will set, deal. That one will be taken inside ball one. So 1-2 the count out of Bisaccia. Still only one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Runners on first and second for the Pioneers. They need base hits here, and they need runs. They're down 9. Blades now 1-2. Will now set, deliver, swung on it, popped up into right. That is going to be foul. The right fielder let him go for it. He cannot make the play as he runs out of room. And so the count will stay 1-2 to Bisaccia. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Long at bat here with Bisaccia. He's been battling. Needs a base hit. Blades now sets, deals, both runners go. That is going to get away from Agresti, and both runners will advance. That is ball two, and now runners on second and third. Both runners went and stole bases. So now runners on second and third with only one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Bisaccia with a now 2-2 count. Blades now 2-2. Will now set, deal, swung on it, popped up into center. Center fielder's going back for it. He will make the play, but that will be enough to get in Gingrich, and Fadia will go to third. So finally, the Pioneers are on the board here. It is now 9-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And now that'll bring up number one, Matt Granado, the leadoff man, the left fielder tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, was hit by a pitch in his second at-bat. And Fadio's still over there at third, so Pioneers can still do more damage here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. They'd have to go on a monster run here to come back in this one. However, the top of the order is up, so if there's any of a time for them to go on a major run, this would be it. Blades now will set, deal. That one's going to be upstairs and outside, ball one to Granado. So 1-0 the count now to Granado. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Fadio still over there at first. Swung on it, popped up by Granado, and that will unfortunately end it. And Lopez will make the play, and that will end the inning. So 1 run in the bottom of the fifth for the Pioneers. They've gotten the goose egg off the board, but haven't done much else. We go to the top of the sixth. They're down 8 right after this.
Bully for you.
I was actually a passenger on the bus. Sitting on the bus, I looked up and I saw, "We are hiring." So I called up the number, I came in for an interview and I started driving. My name is Randy Ramnarayan. I'm the Director of Transportation here at TransDev, and I've been here on property for 16 years. People come up to you and say, hey, I remember you as an operator and you did this for me. And it just overwhelms me, and it makes me so joyful to know that I made a difference. Everyone from the CEO, COO, all the way down, it's the same message. Customer engagement, employee engagement. This is what we do here at TransDev.
Have a nice day.
It's not a job that you gotta drag yourself out of bed to get here. It's you wake up every morning excited to be here. This is the most wonderful place to work.
Welcome back to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the sixth inning here. Excuse me. A new pitcher on the mound here for the Pioneers, and number 3, Kevin Serrano. Serrano making his third appearance. He has a 9 ERA. In 1 inning pitched, he gave up 1 hit, 1 run. That run being earned, 3 walks, and only has 1 strikeout. He has no record so far. Last time we saw him pitch was on the 4th of July at Jamestown, where he threw for 1 inning and had 1 strikeout. And so now, leading off this inning for the Muckdogs, it'll be number 32, Rashad Robinson. Robinson coming in here. It's the top of the 6th inning. Muckdogs still lead at 9-1. They need 4 runs, in order to end the game on a mercy roll. It's only a 7-inning baseball game, so we're towards the end anyway. Serrano will set, deal, swing, and it's shot back foul by Robinson. The count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to 0-1 the count to Serrano. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano now sets, fires. That one is down low for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Robinson. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano now will now set, deliver. That one is going to be down low and outside, and that one gets by Keller, So the count will now go 2-1 to Robinson. As Robinson will take the lead. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano now, 2-1. Will now set, deal. That is going to be inside by Robinson, so the count will go 3-1 now. 3-1 the count to Rashad Robinson. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano 3-1. Will now set, deal. That one's going to be outside, ball 4. And so that'll be a leadoff walk here for Robinson in to start the top of the 6th. And so now that'll bring up the top of the order for the Muckdogs. And number 16, Josh Ledham, the right fielder tonight. He popped out in his first at-bat, reached by an error in his second at-bat, and then walked in his third at-bat. The runner on first and Rashad Robinson with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Like I said, 4 runs ends this game in a mercy roll. At this point, result is almost unchangeable. It's 9-1. Pioneers are just simply, the bat's gone cold here. They go cold in Batavia. I think the most runs that Elmira has scored in Batavia was 4 the very first time that they played here in the second game of the season. That was a 5-4 loss. And that's the most runs they've ever put up in a game here at Batavia. And this one is following suit as the count will now even up at 1-1 to Ledham. So I don't know why, because last night the bats were going, the night before at Newark the bats were going, and then all of a sudden they just come here and they have fallen silent in game one of this one. This doubleheader, they need to get it going in game two. Pioneers really do not want to get swept, as that will be ball two now to Ledham. And Pioneers, if they get swept, that could potentially drop them below Niagara. I'd have to look at the winning percentages. I'll do that during the break and try and give the scenarios. However, right now it is a very real possibility that if the Pioneers loses, they'll slip back to fourth place after working their way out of it by winning against Niagara last night. So all that work would have been for nothing if they just lose these two games here. And it seems like they were losing at least this one, so they really need to get a split by winning game two. Count will go 3-2 to Ledham here. No outs in the top of the sixth. Serrano in danger of giving up back-to-back walks here. So walk two runners with no outs on the board. Serrano now will set, deliver. That one's going to be down low and outside for ball four. So that is a walk for Ledham here, and that'll put runners on first and second for the Muckdogs with no outs in the top of the sixth inning. And so now that'll bring him number 36, Lucas Lopez, the shortstop tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat, struck out in his second at-bat, and then sacrificed grounded out in his third at-bat. He'll step in with two runners on and no outs here in the top of the sixth. Serrano back-to-back walks in his first two batters. Serrano now sets steal swing and his chop back foul. And so the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Lopez here. No outs in the top of the sixth. Serrano 0-1. We'll look over to Robinson and now set, deliver. That one's going to be outside. Called ball one, so 1-1 the count now to Lopez as it'll even up. Still no outs here in the top of the sixth. Still two runners on first and second for the Muckdogs here. Serrano looks over to Robinson. 1-1. Now sets, delivers, swung on and driven right back to Serrano, who will turn to second. Almost missed the throw, and Fadio will not throw to first. So that will be, I believe, a fielder's choice. One out here in the top of the sixth. Yes. So on a fielder's choice, Lopez will reach first, and the runner at second was thrown out. So one out here in the top of the sixth. And now that'll bring up number 23, Adam Agresti. Agresti, the catcher tonight, walked in his first at-bat, popped out in his second at-bat, flew out in his third at-bat. Runners on the corners here for the Muckdogs, so they're threatening to score again here. Serrano now will set, deal. That one's going to be outside and by Keller, and now Robinson will score, and it'll be Agresti over there, or excuse me, Lopez over there at second now. So now it is 10-1, excuse me. Muckdogs lead it. So Muckdogs are leading this one 10-1. Only 3 runs away, and then this game will be over on a mercy rule. I believe the Pioneers still have to go up on the bats in the bottom of the sixth before the game officially ends, but I believe it will end after the bottom of the sixth. And that one gets by Keller again. Count will go 2-0 to Agresti, and now it will be Lopez all the way over there at third now. Lopez threatening to score. Serrano sets deals. That one is outside for ball 3. So 3-0 the count goes to Agresti here. It is still Lopez over there at third. 1 out here only in the top of the 6th inning. Serrano sets deals. Swung on and driven left field side, but foul. So the count will now go 3-1. 3-1 the count to Agresti here. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Serrano will set deal, swing and a miss there by Agresti, and the count will go 3-2 now. So 3-2 the count to Agresti, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Serrano will set deal, swung on a driven third base side. Hernandez will field it, have a little bit of trouble fielding it, but he will get it over to Muzio in time. However, on a sacrifice ground out, it will be Lopez who scores, so it's 11-1. However, there are now 2 outs on the board. Eleven to 1 here now in the top of the 6th inning. Batavia completely run away with this one. And now number 37 will be coming in to pinch hit. They're just clearing the bench right now. It'll be Justin Espinal. So Espinal will be pinch hitting for our Curry. Espinal will be now in. Serrano will set deal. Swung on a chop back foul by Espinal. The count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count here to Espinal. 2 outs here on the top of the 6th. No runners on for the Muckdogs, and they are 2 runs short of that mercy rule. Serrano now will set, deliver. That one will be outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Espinal. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano, 1-1, sets, fire, swung on a driven left field side. That is going to get down, but foul and out of play. So the count will go 1-2 to Espinal here. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Serrano now, 1-2, will set, deliver. That is way outside for ball 2. So the count will now even up at deuces wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Serrano now, 2-2, will set, deliver. Swung on and driven left field side, but foul and out of play. So the count will stay at 2-2. Serrano doesn't have a strikeout yet. Still looking for his first one here, and that would end the top of the 6th inning. Serrano now, 2-2. Will now set, deliver, swung on and driven. That'll be a base hit into center, and a single for Espinal will keep the game and the inning going for the Muckdogs. And so now that'll bring up number 25, Sean Ladd, the pinch hitter today, and he sacrificed fly in his first at-bat. Serrano sets, fires. That one is chopped back foul by Ladd, and the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Ladd. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Serrano now will set, deal, swing on a driven. That will be over to Fadio. Fadio will turn to second and in time, and so ground out to finally end the inning. However, 2 more runs from the Muckdogs makes it 11-1 in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th after this. welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the 6th inning here. New pitcher on the mound for the Muckdogs. It'll be number 15. Number 15, Garrett Beaver, who will now be on the mound pitching for the Muckdogs here to start the bottom of the 6th. Leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it will be number 77, Joe Muzio. Muzio swings one and driven into right center. Ledham will come under and make the play. So that'll be a fly out for Muzio to put immediately one out on the board in the bottom of the 6th inning. And so now that'll bring him number 10, John Schroeder. Excuse me, no. It is going to be number 25, Griffin Yastrzemski, who is now going to be coming in to pinch hit here. Griffin Yastrzemski will be coming in to pitch here. And pinch hitting here is Yastrzemski. Beaver now will step in to face Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski definitely has power. He hit a 420-foot homer in an exhibition game earlier this season. Beaver sets, deals down, and is in there, cold strike one. So 0-1 the count now to Yastrzemski. Beaver sets, deals, swung on it, popped up in the center. And the center fielder Robinson will come under to make the play, and so that'll be a fly out for Yastrzemski to put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And so now that'll bring up number 24, Eric Charnetsky, who is pinch hitting for Aiden Blake. Charnetsky pinch hitting here for Aiden Blake with 1 out here. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. And so Beaver now will step on in. And Beaver will set, deliver. That one will be down low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Charnetsky. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Beaver now, 1-0, will set, deal, swung on a chop back foul by Charnetsky, and the count will go 1-1. So 1-1 the count to Charnetsky, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Beaver now, 1-1, will set, deliver. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Charnetsky, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Beaver will now set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Charnetsky, and the count will now even up at deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Beaver will set, deal, that one is in there, not called, strike 3, I thought it was going to be. The count will now go full 3-2. 3-2 the count. Beaver looking for a strikeout here to end the inning and go 1-2-3. Beaver now will set, deliver, swung on a driven. That'll be a base hit maybe as the second baseman will field a throw to first. Not in time, that one gets by. Charnetsky's going to go to second. And so Charnetsky will go to second off of an error. And a runner on second now, and Eric Charnetsky for the Pioneers here. I do apologize, but I have to swap out my batteries real quick, so give me 1 second. As now, that'll bring him number 47, Ray Hernandez, the third baseman tonight. Hernandez now up at the plate here. Struck out twice in his first 2 at-bats. Beaver sets, deals, that one is in there just outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count out of Hernandez. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Charnetsky over there off of second. Beaver looks over to Charnetsky. And will set, deal, swung on a chop back foul by Ray Hernandez over our head. And so the count will now even up at 1-1. 1-1 the count to Hernandez. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Beaver now will look over to Charnetsky. And now we'll set, deliver. That one's going to be down low for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Hernandez. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Beaver sets, deals that a swing on a chopped up. Maybe going to get through. It will get through. That might score Charnetsky. It will. As that'll be an RBI single by Hernandez to drive in Charnetsky. And now the score will read 11-2. So it seems like we're going to be going to a full 7-inning game. So 11-2 reads the scoreline here as now Cooper Smith, number 8, the right fielder tonight, will come up. He popped out in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat. 2 outs here still in the bottom of the 6th inning. Beaver now will set, deal. That one will be in there, called strike 1. 0-1 the count now to Smith. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Beaver sets, deals. That is a swing and a miss there by Charnetsky, and the count, or excuse me, not by Charnetsky, by Smith. The count will go 0-2. 0-2 the count to Cooper Smith. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ray Hernandez off of first. Cooper Smith lines one into left. That might drop, and it will drop fair. That is a base hit as Hernandez will come around to third, and that will be a stand-up double for Cooper Smith. And now a double by Smith with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Pioneers are still down 9 runs, but maybe they can at least make it a little bit closer here. As now that'll bring up number 14, Jake Keller, the catcher tonight. He singled in his first at-bat, lined out in his second at-bat. So Keller will come in here.
Catcher number 14, Jake Kelleher.
Beaver now will look over to Cooper Smith at second. Ray Hernandez is at third, and that one will be in there, called strike 1. 0-1 the count to Keller here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on second and third for the Pioneers. So Keller looking for a base hit here in order to drive in some more runs. Beaver now 0-1 will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Keller, and the count quickly goes 0-2 now. 0-2 the count to Keller. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Beaver now 0-2, sets, deals, swing and a miss there by Keller. He reaches and goes down swinging, and that will end it. 1 strikeout for Beaver in the bottom of the 6th, and now we go to the top of the 7th, and now we will have to play all 7 innings. And so we go to the top of the 7th, and the last opportunity for the Muckdogs to run away even more with this ball game.
Right here, so we truly know the products we provide for you, inside and out. On top of being an industrial manufacturer, at the Hilliard Corporation, we also serve as a weld shop and machine shop. We specialize in creating custom parts and pieces to fit particular and uncommon applications. The secondary location is the home of the drivetrain division, where products for Polaris and other vehicle manufacturers are made. This is a high-volume, celled manufacturing plant that produces thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its original location while continually expanding its motion control and filtration product lines in the Elmira area. Hilliard designs and manufactures for companies around the globe, occupying more than 500,000 square feet and employing about 500 people. Taking pride in serving the Elmira community for over a century, the Hilliard Corporation.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are, it's what we do.
What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for friendship? What if red wine set aside the steak and made room for love? What if we've been drinking wine wrong all along, and instead wine was to be shared as a human experience with love, integrity, and hope? Hi, my name is Greg Taylor. I'm the vineyard manager and property manager of Bully Hill Vineyards, and I'm a 4th generation winemaker and 5th generation grape grower of my family. So it all started with my great-great-grandfather George and his son Walter Taylor Sr.
Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 7th inning here. Pioneers down 11-2. Eric Burkin on the mound for the Pioneers is start this top of the 7th as he will throw ball 2 to number 12 Hetherington. Hetherington now 2-0 goes the count. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Burkin will set deal. Swung on a chop back foul, and the count will go 2-1 now. Hetherington. Burkin, just to give a little bit of background, has made 3 appearances. He has a 33.75 ERA and 1.1 innings pitched. He's given up 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 of those earned, 3 walks, and only has 1 strikeout. That is swung on and driven into left. That is going to be foul down the left field line. So the count will go will even up at 2-2 now. So 2-2 to Hetherington. No outs here in the top of the 7th. That'll be a swing and a miss there by Hetherington, and Burkin picks up his 2nd strikeout of the season to about 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Very nice start there for Burkin. And now, that'll bring him number 45, Matt DeStefano, the designated hitter tonight. Grounded out in his first at-bat, popped out in his second at-bat, and then grounded out in his third at-bat. And the Pioneers, this game is pretty much over. I mean, at this point, there's not really any hope that the Pioneers are going to be able to put up 9 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. So, in reality, this one is over, which means that at the best, the Pioneers can split. And that's what they really need to do, because they can't afford to drop 2 straight games to these Muckdogs. That would be really bad. And that'll be a swing and a pop-up into right. Cooper Smith going for it, but however, it is out of play. So 1-1 on the count now to DeStefano, who's at the plate with all the 1 out. So that'll be Aces Wild here. The scoreboard reads. Burkin now will look into DeStefano. And now we'll set. Deal. That one is in there. Called strike 2. 1-2 the count out of DeStefano. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Burkin now will set, deal, deliver. That one is down low for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now to DeStefano. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Two and two now to DeStefano. Burkin now will set, deliver, swung on it, popped up into shallow infield. Bisaccia will field it, and that will make it 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. So 2 outs here now in the top of the 7th, and now that'll bring up number 24, Victor Olongi, the 3rd baseman tonight. He RBI doubled in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat, then RBI singled in his 3rd at-bat. So now he'll come up with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Burkin now will set, deal. That one will be down low in there for called strike 1. 0-1 the count now to Olongi. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Okay, now 0-1 will set deal. That one will be down low and outside for ball one. So 1-1 the count now to Longy. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Burcan now 1-1. Will now set deal. Swung on it, popped up into shallow right. Smith going for it, and he will make the play in right, and that will end the inning on a fly out by Alongi. So no runs in for the Muckdogs in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th where the Pioneers will be down to the last 3 outs right after this. Last three outs here for the Pioneers in the bottom of the 7th. Now as they trail Muckdogs 11-2, so this one practically over, and it'll be Tucker Beving, number 29, on the mound here to start for the Muckdogs. Beving will set deal. That one will be outside for ball one. So 1-0 count out to Weston Gingrich, who is leading off the center fielder tonight. He's been walked twice in his first 2 at-bats. Beving now will set, deliver, swung on a driven right back to Beving. Beving will field it and throw to first in time, and that will be 1 away. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, and now just 2 outs left. And so now that'll bring up number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat and then singled in his second at-bat. Beving now will set, deliver. That one will be in there. Called strike 1. 0-1 the count now to Fadio. Beving will set, deal. That one will be down low and inside for ball 1. So aces wild goes the count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Fadio. Beving now will set, deliver, swing on a driven right field side but foul, or excuse me, left field side but foul. So that one will be out of play. 1 and 2 goes the count to Fadio here. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beving now 1 and 2. will set, deliver, swung on a driven third base side. That is also foul. And so the count will stay 1-2 to Fadio. 1-2 still the count to Fadio. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beving now 1-2 will set, deal. That one is going to be outside, so the count will now even up 2-2 now to Fadio. Still only one out here in the bottom of the 5th. Beving now sets fire, swing, and it's missed or chopped back foul by Fadio, so the count will stay 2-2. 2-2, the count will stay to Fadio. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Beving looking for his first strikeout here in order to put 2 outs on the board. Beving will set, deal. Swung on it, driven into left. That is line down the line. Going back is the left fielder. That'll be a base hit. At least a double for Fadio. It will only just be a double as he'll be head up. So a double for Fadio will extend this ball game here. So now that'll bring up number 22, Nick Bisaccia, the second baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, sacrifice flight in his second at-bat. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Bisaccia swings and misses at that pitch from Beving, so the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Bisaccia, one out here in the bottom of the 7th. Fadio over there at second, Beving sets fires. That one is down low, ball 1 now, so 1-1 the count now to Bisaccia as the count evens up to Aces Wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Beving now sets, deals. That one is going to be down low for ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Bisaccia. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beving now sets, deals. Swung on a chop back foul, right field side. And the count will now even up at 2-2 now. Beving still looking for his first strikeout here to put 2 outs on the board. Beving now will look over to Fadio. And now we'll set, deal. That one is going to be called. Strike 3. He struck out Bisaccia, got him to go down looking, and now that'll put 2 outs here on the board in the bottom of the 7th inning. And so now that'll bring up the top of the order, and number 1, Matt Granado, the left fielder tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, hit by a pitch in his second at-bat, and then popped out in his third at-bat. So now Beving only 1 out away from ending this ball game. That'll be in there just inside for ball 1. I thought that was going to be called strike 1, to be honest. 1-0 the count to Granado. Granado the last out for the Pioneers. Beving now will set, deal. Swung on a popped up right field side, and the count will go 1-1 now as that one is out of play. So 1-1 goes the count to Granado. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Beving now looks over to Fadio off a second. Now will set, deal. Swung on it, popped up into shallow right. Right fielder will field it. That'll be a single. Fadio will score. And so that will be an 11-3 ball game. Fadio just got in there. An RBI single for Granado will extend the game. And so now that'll make it 11-3 here as the Pioneers get a run back. Still down by 8 runs with only 1 out left, so highly unlikely. But now that'll bring him number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. Grounded out in his first at-bat, flew out in his second at-bat, lined out in his third at-bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Any out ends it for Beving. That one will be count 0-1 now As that was strike one from Beving. 0-1 the count. Beving now will set, deal. That one's going to be down low for ball one. So 1-1 the count now to Muzio with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beving looks over to Granado at first. And now we'll set, deal, swung on and driven into right. That might be an out. Let him cannot grab it. And so Granado will come around and score. That'll be an RBI double for Muzio. And now all of a sudden, Pioneers putting stuff together here in the bottom of the 7th. An RBI double makes it 11-4 here now. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. The Beving still on the mound. Now having a discussion with some of the infielders. It's 11-4, so still 7 runs separating the Pioneers and the Muckdogs. And now that'll bring up number 25, Griffin Yastrzemski, who flew out in his first at-bat. Muzio over there at second. Beving now will set, deliver. That's going to be outside for ball one. So 1-0 the count now to Yastrzemski. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beving looks over to Muzio. And now we'll set, deliver. Swung on and popped up left field side. The left fielder and the third baseman go for it. It is out of play, however. So the count will even up to Yastrzemski. 1-1 now. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Any out ends it for Beving and will end the ball game. Beving looks over to Muzio. And now we'll set, deal. That one will be inside for ball 2. I do apologize with my battery dying, so I'll put my other one back in. It is 2-1 the count to Muzio here. Beving now. Or excuse me, that's to Yastrzemski. Beving sets, deals. That one is outside ball 3. So 3-1 the count now to Yastrzemski. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Muzio still over there at second. Beving will set, deal. Swung on a driven first base side, but foul. So the count will now go 3-2 now to Yastrzemski. Count still full here. Yastrzemski, any out ends it. Yastrzemski does have homer power, but we haven't seen it in a league game. And yes, the count is 3-2. Beving now will look over to Muzio, and now will set, deliver. That one will be upstairs for ball 4. So that'll be a walk for Yastrzemski here to keep the game going. And now that'll bring up number 24, Eric Charnetsky. Charnetsky, who was pinch hitting for Aiden Blake, reached on an error in his first at-bat. Runners on first and second here for the Pioneers, with 2 outs still here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that one will be upstairs, ball 1 from Beving. So 1-0 goes the count. Beving now 1-0. We'll look over to Muzio. And now we'll set, deal. That one will be in there, called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now to Charnetsky. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Any out ends it once again for Beving. Runners on first and second for the Pioneers. Beving will set, deal. Swung on and popped up into left. The left fielder, Bernardini, will come in and end the ball game. And that'll be a fly out from Charnetsky to end it. Final 11-4. And so Batavia takes game 1 of this doubleheader. And I'm going to end my live stream now. And I'll be back here with a brand new live stream in about 40 minutes. So until then.